and welcome to my knitting podcast. My name is Mathilde and I am a knitter based in Hamburg, Germany. We are on the 11th of December today and I want to talk about everything I've been knitting for the last month. Today I have to share one finished object and then my big project that I'm working on right now, which is gift knits. And I also have two other cast-ons that I want to chat about. But I would like to start with what I'm wearing today, which is a jumper I made a couple of years ago. This is the sweater number 14 by my favorite knitwear. And I made this in a yarn that is discontinued. It was a line yarn with glitter. This was yarn that was gifted to me by my mom, and I don't wear this very often. But my daughter really likes this jumper because of the glitter and she dug it out for me to wear again. And so I think it's pretty good for the festive season and I really like the fit. This is a very oversized jumper. I could wear it during both my pregnancies until the very end because it's so big. And you have a split hem which is pretty nice and roomy. And my sleeves are actually a bit more fitted than they are intended to be in the pattern because I was running out of yarn and I wouldn't have had enough if I had done the real size. But I think it's quite nice that they are tapered like they are. I just cast it on way fewer stitches at the armhole. So I have more fitted sleeves, which is, I find, quite practical. I think oversized sleeves look really nice in pictures, but for the daily life, when you have dishes to make, when you're making food, cooking, etc., they're not so practical. So I like those sleeves. They're quite nice, and I like the the ribbing, which is a 2x2 ribbing that you also have at the neckline. So yeah, this is my sweater number 14. I would like to knit this pattern again, but I think I would maybe size down because it is quite oversized. I think I made a size S, so I could go down to a size XS if I would make this again. So let's start with my one and only finished object for today, which is a jumper that I made. Oops, this is what I'm working on. It's a jumper that I made for my son. This is the Frankie Sweater Junior from Petite Knit. And I made this for my son who is 1 year old. And this came out really big. I made a size 2-year-old because I thought size 1-year-old will be small or he would not wear it very long. But now he cannot wear this. I put it one time on him and the sleeves are really long. It's really oversized, so I think he will wear it in the spring. I made this using some leftover yarn I had from Maya, Tuscany Tweed. And I still have a little bit left actually of this light blue. So I might use what I have left for doll clothes for my daughter. So this jumper was really fun to knit. It is raglan in the round and you have short rows at the back to raise the back, so it's a nice fit. Really easy pattern, really clear how to follow it. I carried the yarn inside for the stripes, so it's nice because I didn't have any ends. See here, I carried the yarn in between the stripes, and yeah, I think I'm gonna knit this again. This was on 3mm needle with DK yarn, so it was not as quick as I expected. I thought this would be quicker than the Friday sweater that I usually knit, which is fingering, but this was just as long as the Friday because it's 3mm needles. And it's a cute little jumper for my little boy. I hope he likes it. Well, at that age they don't really care. But it's not too itchy, so I think it's a good jumper for him. And then I'm going to talk about the project I'm working right now on. And those are gift knits for the people who work at the daycare where my children are. So they go to Kita kindergarten here in Germany, and we have a couple of Erzieher who take care of them, and I wanted to make something nice for them, and so I decided to make fingerless gloves, fingerless mittens. So there are those gloves. Those are the penny gloves from Petite Net, and I am making them in Cardiff cashmere, classic. I think it's a sport or a DK weight on 3mm needles, and I have to make 5 pairs, so 8 mittens, and I am currently working on the 9th mitten. And so I have so this is the first pair, the second pair. I made them in black because they wear a lot of black, and at least I know it's a color that will be worn. I didn't want to try to make something too adventurous that then the recipient will not wear. I think black is good, and I also chose fingerless, so it's practical for them if they have to button the coats of the children. They always need to have the fingers free. So yeah, those are really cool fingerless gloves. The pattern from Petite Net is really easy to follow. It was my first time working gloves. So you first cast on, and then you knit, 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 and then you start the increase for the thumb, and then you separate, you knit the hand, and then you pick up for the thumb. It's really easy pattern. Now I know it by heart. After the second one, I knew the dimensions by heart. I'm making them a bit shorter. Normally here the cuff is 12 centimeters. I'm only doing 8 centimeters because I was hoping to work 2 mittens with 1 skein, so it would be more cost efficient. But I actually failed. So for 2 mittens I need a little bit more than 1 skein, which means I had to buy more. And I will have 2 barely touched balls of leftover. One of those, this grey, and one of this black. So I'm making black, and I'm also making light grey. I have 2 of the light grey that are done. This one and this one I haven't weaved in the ends yet. Here. So yeah. I still have 1.5 mitten to go, and then I will be done with the mittens, and I am so looking forward to being done with those. The first one I made it in 2 days, and I got really optimistic, and I thought, this is gonna go so fast. I can make them, like, if I just work on this in 20 days I'm done. I started in November. But then my children were sick, and I had no time to knit. Or just little, and then just making 1 mitten would take me 5 days or 4 days. So then I thought, we'll never finish on time. And then when everybody was feeling better, I started working on them again, and I actually managed to knit a lot of them, and I'm almost done now. So those are really cool, and I hope the people who receive them will like them. It's my first time working with Cardiff cashmere. It's really nice. But sometimes I feel like it splits a little bit, so I thought it would actually be better because I see this yarn so much online and everybody is talking about it. It is really soft and the finished product is really nice, but yeah, it is a bit splitty sometimes, or at least maybe it's how I knit. Sometimes I just put my needles in the middle of the strand and then I have to go back. And to knit those, I am using those shorties that I got for Christmas last year, and I haven't used them much. I've been only using them for sleeves for baby knits, and they are practical because you don't have to do magic loop, but they are not so easy to hold. In the beginning it was a bit of a struggle for me, and they hurt my hand a little bit. My left hand is hurting from knitting with those. So I'm looking forward to knitting again on longer needles, because those are so short. You hold them like this and then I have pain in my thumb from working those. So I don't think I will become a sock knitter. I bought them because I was hoping to make some socks, but yeah, it's quite painful. I don't know if DPNs are better. I've never worked with DPNs. I'm really afraid of them. But yeah, the shorties, you need to get used to them, and I would not knit all the time on them. I think I'm happier knitting bigger garments and sweaters. So speaking of bigger garments, I have one cast on that I started. So this is going to be the Dagmar Sweater Junior from Petite Knit. This is a very Petite Knit oriented video. I'm sorry, I'm a big fan of Petite Knit. I really like her patterns, and I never have to gauge swatch with those because I think my tension is pretty similar to hers. So yeah, I knit a lot of Petite Knit. And this is made in Sadness Sunday. I picked this because it's really soft and my daughter refuses to wear anything scratchy. I made the mistake of buying her a woolen cardigan last week that I thought was really cute. I found it on Vinted and I thought, I don't have time to knit you one, I'm just going to buy it already made. And it's too itchy, she doesn't want to wear it. So I have to sell it again, so that's a bit disappointing, but for something I'm going to spend hours and hours of knitting for her, I only pick merino wool now, because our wool she refuses to wear it, she finds them too itchy. So yeah, this is the Dagmar, this is the back, and this is cables. It's really fun. It's funny because I did the Dagmar jacket for myself last year, and I actually remember the pattern pretty well, so far I've made no mistakes with the cables in the middle. I remember when I made the one for myself, sometimes I didn't know when to do the cable, and I would do the cable too soon, and then those openings would be too little, and then I had to frog and redo it. But now that I have an eye for the pattern, I don't have to count my rows as much. I can just knit and read what I already made and know when to do the next cable. So I'm really enjoying working on this. I didn't have time to work on it much because of the mittens, which are my priority number one. I want to finish them before Kita closes for the holiday. So I want to finish those. But then I will be happy to work on this Dagmar Sweater Junior for my daughter. And then I have another cast on, which is for myself, which is another Petite Knit pattern. And I have only started. I've only worked on this for one session, and this is the Hazel sweater from Petite Knit, which is a rib sweater with 3x3 rib. And so I am knitting this with my orange yarn that I've been showing you, I think 3 or 4 times now. So I have Hokkaido from Knitting for Olive Silk Mohair, and then I have this Merino Pure, I think it's Red from Norwegia, and I am holding it double. So I have 2 balls of this and 1 of this, which makes this the least travel-friendly project, so I can only knit this when I'm at home, which is okay because the mittens are travel-friendly enough. And I made a swatch for this. My swatch is not perfectly on gauge, but I think it's a tiny bit bigger, but I am doing the smallest size, and it is a pretty oversized jumper, and I think it will be fine. Maybe I will eat my word and at the end it will look really strange. But yeah, I've been wanting to knit this jumper for 2 years now. I started doing it with Knitting for Olive Heavy Merino without a mohair, and the rib looked really bad. It looked really not neat, but now that I'm holding it double and with the mohair, I think it looks really good. So I'm really happy about this project. And I enjoy working on the rib as well. It's really fun. So yeah, this is my start on the Hazel sweater by Petite Knit. And it's so fun. You start by casting out, this is the back. And then you do increases on every right side row on both sides, and it's really fun to see those columns growing and growing, and then you have this big triangle at the back. So yeah, this is my second project that I think I will work on a lot during the holiday when we're at home. If my daughter lets me work on it and doesn't insist that I work on her Dagmar. And do I still have things to talk about today? Oh yeah, I forgot one finished object, which is this cat or dog jumper. What's the name of this jumper? It is the Edinburgh seamless sweater. This is work on 5mm needles, and I made this in drops air from leftover yarn from the unicorn jumper I made for my daughter this summer. And I made this for my cat because my daughter, who is almost 4, has been asking for a jumper for the cat because everybody else gets jumpers made by mama. And so I made it. You cast on here in the round, and then you work those 2 holes for the legs, and then you continue, and then you have the back. So this jumper, of course, is hated by the cat because cats don't like jumper. It's a really bad idea. At least my cat doesn't want to wear her jumper. So this is the most useless piece of knitwear I've ever made. But the rabbit can wear it. So yeah, this is a jumper for a stuffed animal now. And actually, I would not recommend doing this for a cat if you want to do it for your cat. I made size, I think I made the 3rd size, and it's too big. My cat is pretty small, and so this is too long for her, and this is too big for her neck. So she just slides right out of it. It doesn't hold at all on her. I could not even take a picture of her wearing it to show you guys because she just slips out like a snake. So yeah, this jumper now belongs to the rabbit. And I actually still have a little bit left of the drops air, so I think I'm gonna make a headband for my daughter with it because I think I have a skein or half a skein left from this purple yarn. So yeah, that's everything I've been working on, and I have acquisition to share. I bought some knitting for Olive Merino in the shade Cloud. In the shade Cloud. I have 4 skeins, and I am hoping to make a no-frills jumper with this. So I would still need to purchase some silk mohair to pair with that. I've been wanting to knit a no-frills for years, and it's always at the back of my queue. And now I'm hesitating to do this one or the Monday sweater. I've been watching a couple of videos online with comparison, and people say that the no-frills has a wider neckline. I like the raglan increases on the Monday better because you have 2 stitches and then the raglan. I think it looks more neat, but I like the neckline better on the no-frills. If you have knitted one or both of these patterns, can you tell me which one you like best, which one you recommend I make? Yeah, I just want a simple stockinette jumper that I can wear all the time. In white, it's a bit brave with 2 children. I hope I wouldn't stain it too much. And I drink a lot of tea, so yeah, maybe not the best choice. But I noticed that with mohair jumper, even if I drop a little bit of tea, usually it just stays on the mohair, and if I wash it pretty fast, it doesn't stain. So yeah, I'm hoping it will be the case again with this. And for the mohair, I don't know if I want to pair it with knitting for Olive. I've worked a lot with knitting for Olive mohair. I also worked with hobby mohair, and that's it. So I'm thinking, should I branch out Which moire do you like? I've read Issachar is a good option. Yeah, I don't know. I want something really white because the cloud is white, but it's a bit off-white, like it has a bit of a pink hue, and I want something really white to pair with it to make it lighter. So yeah, those are my knitting endeavor of the month of November and December. Now the holiday is gonna come. I am thinking I'm maybe going to do a little bit of crochet. Last year I made a penguin ornament and I would like to make more, but I don't know if I'll have time. We'll see if we get sick again or not. Yeah, I want to thank you all for joining me today, and please share in the comments what you're working on right now. I would love to know, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!